Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a wonderful week. Like always, today I am continuing with my Kate Bush discography journey, and we've made it to her 7th studio album from 1993 called The Red Shoes. Now, today's video will be part of a 2-day finale that I will be doing on my channel for Kate Bush because we are nearing the end of my Kate Bush discography journey, and I've been listening to Kate Bush's albums for a while now. I remember listening to Hounds of Love for the first time, my very first Kate Bush album back in spring of last year. So it's almost been a year me doing this Kate Bush discography journey. So now I feel like it's time to finally wrap things up. So tomorrow I will be listening to Ariel, which is her 8th studio album from 2005. Now, I know she put out a couple more albums after Ariel in 2005. She did release a director's cut album, her 9th studio album, and this album is a reworking of the songs from The Sensual World and The Red Shoes. So all the songs from those two albums have been remixed and restructured. I don't know if I'm gonna do a video for that album. If you guys want me to do it, I will, but as of right now, I'm probably going to skip over it. And then after the director's cut album, she released 2 albums in 1 year in 2011, which was 10 years? Oh my god. 10 years. 2011 was 10 years ago. Oh my god. Anyway, she also released 50 Words of Snow, which is her 10th studio album. Now, just from reading the title of this album and looking at the album artwork, I imagine this is gonna be a very wintry album. It's spring right now, so I am gonna skip over this album as well, but I will be listening to this album for the first time in, I don't know, December or November of this coming holiday season. And if you guys want me to do a video for her director's cut album, I will, but I won't do it right away. I feel like I need a little bit of a Kate Bush break, so I think I'm gonna reopen this series again later this year with 50 Words of Snow. So I might do her director's cut album and 50 Words of Snow later this year in November or December. Now, the album The Red Shoes was inspired by the 1948 film The Red Shoes, and the movie The Red Shoes was inspired by the fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen. I have no idea what this film is about. I've never heard of it before. From 1948, and it says that the film follows the beautiful Victoria Page, the ballerina who joins the world-renowned ballet owned and operated by Boris Lermontov, who ultimately tests her dedication to the ballet when she must choose between her career and a romance with composer Julian Craster. Oh. Now, the fairy tale The Red Shoes by Hans Christian Andersen came out in 1845. The story is about a girl forced to dance continually in her red shoes. I definitely have to check out the movie and the fairy tale after recording this video. Now, I am looking at the track list for The Red Shoes by Kate Bush, and there are 12 tracks, and the album is 55 minutes, and I don't recall hearing any of these songs before. But anyway, enough talking, let's get into it with track number 1, Rubber Band Girl. Okay, that was track number one, Rubber Bag Girl, and I I really enjoyed it. Once again, this doesn't really sound like any other Kate Bush album or song, really. Production wise, it was great. It was really interesting, and I mean, this song is very Kate Bush, lyrically and the way she sings it, and um, I really liked it. Like, honestly, like, I would listen to this song again. It was definitely more rock and roll influenced as well. I really liked the guitar solo. A rubber band bouncing back to life, a rubber band bend the beat. If I could learn to give like a rubber band, I'd be back on my feet. Now, obviously, when I think of a rubber band, I think of obviously being very flexible, being able to stretch long distances, and being very resilient, and just being very, I don't know, just be very strong and resilient, I guess. See those trees bend in the wind? I feel they've got a lot more sense than me. You see, I tried to resist, a rubber band bouncing back to life. So she sees these trees bending in the wind, and they're not able to resist the wind because they're bending. But she's very resilient and she can resist the wind and the pressure. She just bounces back to life. Okay, so I kind of get it. Now, when talking about the song, Kate Bush herself said that, well, it's a fun track. I was quite happy with the original, but I just wanted to do something really different. It is my least favorite track. Oh, it's her least favorite track on the album, I guess? Oh, okay. I had considered taking it off, to be honest, because it didn't feel quite as interesting as the other tracks. But I thought at the same time it was just a bit of fun, and it felt like a good thing to go out with. Now, people are saying that the song is essentially about being able to bounce back, snap back, literally like a rubber band, from any negativity or setback in your life. I like to think of myself as a rubber band boy because I think I'm very good at being able to bounce back from any hardships in my life. Anything that brings me down, it's happened time and time again. Anything that's really brought me down, or whenever I felt disappointed or just anxious or frustrated over something, I've always managed to bounce back and just keep going. I feel like I'm really good at doing that. So, yes, I do like to think of myself as a rubber band boy. But anyway, we are going to move on to track number two, and so is love. Already, that was track number two, and so is love. And let me just say, I love the guitars on this album so far. They are giving me non-stop eargasms, and it's just so chill and relaxing. This song in particular, I liked it. I just liked the atmosphere of this song. We let it in, we give it out, and in the end, what's it all about? It must be love. I give you my, you give me your joy. We used to say, ah, hell, we're young. But now we see that life is sad, and so is love. And whatever happens, what really matters, it's all we've got. Isn't that enough? Life is sad and so is love. You let us slip. I love you no more. I love you more for it. I love you more. I love you more for it. Oh. So it looks like this person let the love slip out of their relationship. Life is sad and so is love. So, I mean, that's so sad to read. Life is sad and so is love. Oh, that's so sad. The lyrics of the song are about the end of a love affair, with the narrator declaring that both life and love are sad, and deciding that for the sake of love, the two must set each other free. Oh. For the sake of love, the two must set each other free. I mean, if that's not the saddest thing I've heard, I don't know what is. So far, we are 2 tracks into the album, and I really am enjoying the album so far. I mean, one of the things I really enjoy about Kate Bush's entire discography is that each of her albums are so unique sounding, and each one is quite different from one to the next, and each one kind of sets its own tone and atmosphere when you listen to it. But we still have 10 more tracks to listen to, so let's move on to track number 3, Eat the Music. Okay, that was track number 3, Eat the Music, and what a very interesting song. Lyrically, it's... I'm a little hungry now, I won't lie. Pomegranates and bananas and fruit and guava and papaya, plums. I really liked the production on this track. It's very... what's the word? It's very African and, tribal, and it's so different from what we typically hear from Kate Bush, and, I liked it. Just like the first 2 tracks on the album, Rubber Band Girl and So Is Love, I like this song as well. I mean, I would listen to this song again. Split me open with devotion. You put your hands in and rip my heart out. Eat the music. Let's split him open like a pomegranate. Insides out, all is revealed. Not only women bleed. Take the stone out of the mango. You put it in your mouth and pull a plum out. Take a papaya. You like a guava. Grab a banana. Rip them to pieces with sticky fingers. Is she using fruits as metaphors for cannibalism? Put your hands in and rip their hearts out like a pomegranate. Why do you want to rip someone open like a pomegranate? Obviously, I imagine it's a metaphor for something. I don't know, opening someone up to see their feelings and understanding someone. Perhaps opening someone up and cracking them open to discover their secrets. It does say here that the song is about opening up in relationships to reveal who we really are inside. Okay, well that makes sense. I just want to point out though, if you really want to know who someone is, you don't have to rip their chest open and take out their heart to actually know who someone is. Just sit down with them, have some coffee, maybe a glass of wine. You don't need to knock them down and, rip their chest open and see what's inside. You don't need to do that. I mean, you could, but this is an American Psycho. I will say, I'm finding it quite easy to interpret these songs, more so than a lot of songs from her past albums. I don't really have much to say about this song other than what I just said, and yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I liked the production, I liked the sound of the song, I liked the lyrics, so I would definitely listen to it again. So let's move on to track number 4, Moments of Pleasure.
Some moments that I've had, some moments of pleasure. I think about us lying on a beach somewhere, just feeling alive. Could really
Okay, that was track number 4, Moments of Pleasure, and wow, this song was pure beauty. It was pure pleasure, and I loved the orchestra. I loved how classical soundy it was, and the lyrics are very beautiful as well. This whole song's beauty, honestly, and I feel like this might be one of her most beautiful songs ever. Some moments that I've had, some moments of pleasure, I think about was lying on a beach somewhere. I think about us diving off a rock into another moment. The case of George the Wipe. Oh god, I can't stop laughing. I don't know who this George the Wipe is. She uses a lot of names in this song that I have no idea who she's referencing. Like Douglas Fairbanks waving his walking stick. I don't know who that is. She's also singing about New York. But he isn't well at all. The buildings of New York look just like mountains through the snow. Hey there, Teddy. Spinning in the chair at Abbey Road. Hey there, Michael. Hey there, Bill. I don't know who these people are. Thinking about it, just being alive, it can really hurt. And these moments given are a gift from time. So it looks like she might be reminiscing about these special moments in time that she experienced, moments of pleasure, happy moments with people. Every old sock meets an old shoe. Isn't that a great saying? Now it does say here that in the song, Kate Bush remembers friends and family who have died, including guitarist Alan Murphy, film director Michael Powell, dancer Gary Hurst, lighting engineer Bill Duffield, and others. Okay, so she is reminiscing about these people. It's almost like a tribute to the people who were in her life who died, friends and family. It does say that when this album was released, it was a very troubling time for Kate, who had suffered a series of bereavements, including the loss of her favorite guitarist, Alan Murphy, as well as her mother, Hannah, who died the year before the album's release. And I can relate to this song quite a bit lyrically because a week ago, I did lose my mom to cancer, and it's still very fresh and new in my mind. But I'm at the point now where I'm just trying to remember the good times and the happy moments, the moments of pleasure that I shared with her. This is definitely one of the highlights on the album so far. It's one of my favorite tracks, and I definitely 100% will listen to it again. And I will also say that lyrically, this is my favorite song on the album. So we are gonna move on to track number 5, the Song of Solomon.
The song of Solomon, soul cries out, yeah, I'm singing, just want your sexuality, don't want excuses, yeah. Just take it in line. This is the song of Solomon. Here's the woman singing. Just want your sexuality. Don't want excuses, yeah. And I'll do it for you. Under the rose of Sharon fire. Don't want your bullshit, yeah.
Okay, that was track number 5, the Song of Solomon, and I don't know how I feel about this song. It didn't really grab me. It's probably my least favorite song on the album so far. Maybe I have to delve into the lyrics to actually understand what this song is about, and once I discover what this song's actually about, maybe I'll enjoy it more, but my first listen of the song, I wasn't that impressed by it, and as of right now, I probably wouldn't listen to it again. First of all, I don't know who this Solomon character is. The Song of Solomon the song of everyone who walks the path of the solitary heart. And then she goes on to say, in quotations, don't want your bullshit, yeah, just want your sexuality. Don't want excuses. Write me your poetry in motion. Write it just for me, and sign it with a kiss. His left hand is under my head, and his right hand doth embrace me. Solomon. Someone did say that the song's about a man's passionate love for a woman expressed through words and her love which she gives him physically. Comfort me with apples, for I am sick of love. Give me your poetry emotion, and sang it with a kiss. Okay. She also sings about, I'll be the rose of Sharon for you. I'll be the lily of the valley for you. And lily and valley are capitalized, as is Rose and Sharon. I do like the meaning behind the song. It is a beautiful song once you actually understand what she's singing about. But I don't know, the song didn't really grab me compared to the rest of the album, and I probably won't listen to it again. I will say though, I did listen to it again briefly, and it is growing on me, I won't lie. The more I listen to it, the more I can appreciate it, so I don't know, maybe I would listen to it again. It's just not one of my favorites on the album. I like her passion when she's singing the song. But anyway, let's move on to track number 6, Lily.
Well, I said, Lily, slowly, I don't feel safe. I'll show you how we fight. Gabriel before me, Uriel on my left side. In the second of fire, she said, child, take what I say. Raphael behind me, Michael to my right. Uriel on my left side. In the second of fire.
Okay, that was track number 6, Lily, and this was a little chilling. I won't lie. There was something kind of spooky about it. I don't know if I'm the only one. I liked it. Again, it's not really one of my favorite tracks on the album. Alongside track number 5, the Song of Solomon. It was a nice song. I think it was quite short actually. Compared to Kate Bush standards, I mean, it is under 4 minutes. It felt like a really short song. I don't know, I liked it, I guess. I kind of liked the lyrics, but the song just didn't really grab me, to be honest with you. O thou who gives substance to the universe, from whom all things proceed, unveil to us the face of the true spiritual sun, hidden by a disk of golden light. And do our whole duty as we journey to thy sacred feet. Well, I said, Lily, oh Lily, I don't feel safe. I feel that life has blown a great big hole through me. And she said, child, you must protect yourself. I'll show you how with fire. Gabriel before me, Raphael behind me, Michael to my right, Uriel on my left side in the circle of fire. So I think she's singing about the, what are they called? The Archangels. So yes, the 7 Archangels are Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, oh god, how do you pronounce that? Seraquel, I don't know, Raguel, and Remiel. This is a very spiritual song, I feel like. She's also singing about the circle of fire, and she wants these angels to protect her in the circle of fire. I fear I am walking in the veil of darkness. I said, Lily, oh Lily, I'm so afraid. Except I don't know who this Lily person is. It does say here that the song is devoted to Lily Cornford, a noted spiritual healer in London with whom Bush became close friends with in the 90s. She was one of those very rare people who are intelligent, intuitive, and kind, who believed in mental color healing, a process whereby patients would be restored to health by seeing various hues. I was really moved by Lily and impressed with her strength and knowledge, so it led to a song which she thought was hilarious. You know what? I actually did enjoy the song. I did enjoy it more than the Song of Solomon. It's still not really a song I would really go back to, but I like the lyrics and the story behind it. And like I said already, there's something quite eerie and creepy about the song as well. So let's move on to track number 7, The Red Shoes. Okay, that was track number 7, The Red Shoes, and I enjoyed this track. It sounds like a folk song. I really liked the production. I liked the lyrics too. I enjoyed it. She moves like the diva do. I said, I love to dance like you. She said, just take off my red shoes. Put them on and your dream will come true. The minute I put them on, I knew I had done something wrong. All her gifts for the dance had gone. It's the red shoes. They can't stop dancing. She gotta dance, and she can't stop till them shoes come off. These shoes do a kind of voodoo. They're gonna make her dance till her legs fall off. So Kate dreamt of being able to dance like this woman. She would look at her in awe and be like, oh, I wish I could dance like you. And the woman took her shoes off and she handed them to Kate. It was like, here you go. If you put these on, you can dance like me. So I guess Kate put them on and now she can't stop dancing. She's gonna keep dancing until her legs and feet fall off. All her gifts for the dance had gone. It's the red shoes. They can't stop dancing. I knew I had done something wrong. So when she put the shoes on, she knew she had done something wrong. Because now she can't stop dancing. It says here that the song is about a girl who puts on a pair of enchanted ballet slippers and can't stop dancing until she breaks the spell. Oh, so she can't stop dancing until she breaks the spell. Okay. It is inspired by a character in the Michael Powell film The Red Shoes, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video. So the ballet slippers are enchanted, and Kate can't stop dancing until she breaks the spell. Oh, I like that. And it looks like the enchanted shoes appear as the album artwork for the red shoes, the ballet slippers. I will say this is a very interesting concept to have as an album and for the title of an album and to be influenced by a movie called The Red Shoes and the story of the fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen. It's just very interesting to base an album and song around that particular fairy tale and movie, but it's Kate Bush. It's very unique. So overall, I really enjoyed the song. I liked the production. I liked the lyrics. I liked the story. It made me want to dance, honestly. So let's move on to track number 8, Top of the City.
Up on the angel's shoulder. I don't know if I looking up for the ladder, up to the highest point of the city. To the top of the city, got me up on the angel shoulders.
Okay, that was track number 8, Top of the City, and I thought this was a nice song. I really liked the melody and the chorus. She is saying, one more step to the top of the city where just a couple of pigeons are living. I don't know if I'm closer to heaven, but it looks like heaven down there. Welcome to the loneliest city in the world. It's no good for you, baby. It's no good for you now. Keep looking up for the ladder. I don't know if you'll love me for it, but I don't think we should suffer this. There's just one thing we can do about it. Take me up to the top of the city. So it looks like she wants to be as high as she can be over this city, the loneliest city in the world. So she wants to be up on top, up on the angel's shoulders, as high as she can be up towards the sky, the heavens. So it's like she's up on the angel's shoulders. She's no good for you, baby. Look, I'm here with the ladder. I don't know if you love me or not, but I don't think we should ever suffer. There's just one thing we can do about this. Take me up to the top of the city. So I don't really know why she wants to go up to the top of the city and why she wants to go up with this person. She doesn't know if this person loves her or not, but Kate has a ladder and she is bringing this person with her. And she wants this person to take her up to the top of the city, up to the highest point of the city. And she doesn't care if it's dangerous. She doesn't care if it's raining. I mean, when I think of being on top of a city, I think of seclusion and loneliness. She does say the loneliest city, where does she say it? The loneliest city in the world. So I don't know which city she's singing about. Perhaps she's singing about New York. She did sing about New York before on this album. I forget which song. I think it was Moments of Pleasure. She wants to be closer to heaven and the light and the comfort of the angels. Being on an angel's shoulder. People are saying that the song is a cry for help. Perhaps it is a suicide attempt. Okay, that makes sense. The loneliest city in the world, feeling lonely and secluded, going up to the top of a building on an angel's shoulder and jumping off. I don't know if she's actually singing about that. She does sing about loneliness quite a bit on this album, and this goes back to track number 2, and so is love. She says, life is lonely, and so is love. And now she's singing about the loneliest city in the world on track number 8. She's also remembering people who have died in her life on track number 4, Moments of Pleasure. And also the guardian angels wanting to protect her, or wanting the guardian angels to protect her in the Circle of Fire on track number 6, Lily. So obviously this was a difficult time in Kate Bush's life, dealing with all these deaths in her life, like her mom and what have you. So she must have felt really lonely, and it's almost like she's trying to reach out. And this even goes back to track number 1, Rubber Band Girl, how she's resilient and she'll bounce back from these hardships. So I think I am picking up on the theme of the album. In the song, Kate sounds like a ghost of a beloved one who watches over the lover she left behind. That's someone else's interpretation of the song. I feel like I could definitely sit here for the next 5 to 10 minutes trying to decipher this song, but I have to move on, unfortunately. But the more I read the lyrics, the more I come to really appreciate it. So let's move on to track number 9, Constellation of the Heart. Okay, that was track number 9, Constellation of the Heart, and I don't really know what to make of this song. To be honest with you, I don't really have an opinion on it. I mean, once again, I mean, there have been a couple tracks on this album so far that haven't really grabbed me, and this is probably one of them. Compared to a lot of the other songs, I do feel like this one is a little lackluster. We take all the telescopes and we turn them inside out and we point them away from the big sky. Put your eye right up to the glass now, and here we'll find the constellation of the heart. Steer your life by these stars. This is the constellation of the heart. Well, we think you'd better wake up, Captain. There's something happening up ahead. We've never seen anything like it. We've never seen anything like it before. Who said anything about it hurting? It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be wonderful. It's gonna be paradise. Just being alive, it can really hurt. Without the hurting, we never change. And if you see the woman with the key, it's gonna be beautiful. Okay, I feel like, I mean, there are a lot of lyrics in this song. And the more I read the lyrics, the more I actually really do appreciate the song. I really do like what she's singing about, and it does fit in with the theme of the rest of the album. And I like what she says, just being alive, it can really hurt. But it's gonna be beautiful, and he might lift me up to the stars. And once again, she's singing about a ladder, just like she did on track number 8, Top of the City. I really like this part as well, how they're waking up the captain. It's like a little... It's almost like a little story she's telling, like a little, I don't know, like a children's story about this captain, and they're waking up the captain, and she doesn't know what to do, and he's like, you can't run away from it, you better face it. But Kate is saying, I can't do that. But he's saying, come on, yes you can. And she's saying, well, what am I gonna do? Is it gonna hurt? Is it gonna be bad? Here's the constellation of the heart. So, I feel like it's just, this whole song I feel like is just, the constellation is just finding your own inner strength. Instead of looking towards something in the sky, you should just find that strength in your heart instead and move on. Regardless of how tough or hard it is, or difficult it may seem, no matter how many times you ask yourself, how am I gonna do it? What am I gonna do? You should just get it done, pull through. Life is paradise. It's gonna be wonderful. Life is worth living. And this song, oh my god, this song is a little overwhelming, I won't lie. It's a lot to read and digest, and I like it more now than I initially said a couple minutes earlier. That's my interpretation of the song anyway. The lyrics do describe telescopes being turned inside out and pointed towards the heart, away from the big sky, which is a direct reference to her other song, The Big Sky. And also, when I think of a telescope, I think of looking at something from afar, wanting something that perhaps is unachievable, something out of reach, up in the sky, on the horizon, moving towards that, but instead, you should turn the telescope toward yourself, your heart, because what you're searching for out there is something you already have inside your heart. The constellation of the heart, the constellation isn't in the sky, it's in your heart, so that's my interpretation of the song. I don't know anymore. What are other people saying about this song? Only one person left a comment as to what they think the song is about. The constellation of the heart is mind, body, heart, spirit, soul, humor. Steer your odyssey by these guiding stars towards inner peace and happiness. This song is very therapeutic, honestly. It's very relaxing, and I really enjoy this song now. So let's move on to track number 10, Big Stripey Lie. Okay, that was track number 10, Big Stripey Lie, and I really enjoyed the violin on this track, and this track overall was very haunting to listen to. This album, as a whole, is quite sad. It's probably one of her most grim sounding albums and most just depressing and sad. It makes you feel lonely, and it makes you feel lonely, but at the same time, there's something uplifting and hopeful about it as well. It's like seeing the light at the end of a tunnel. You might be surrounded by darkness, but there is a sense of optimism as well. But it is quite sad and lonely and grim, this entire album so far. Like a wavy line coming up behind, all young gentle dreams drowning in life's grief. Can you hang on to me? Don't want to hurt you, baby. I only want to help you. I could be good for you. Oh my god, it's a jungle in here. You've got wild animals loose in here. Want to help you, never hurt you, good for you. So it looks like there is this person who is wanting to help Kate, or vice versa. Kate is wanting to help this person. And it's a jungle in here. They've got wild animals loose, which is obviously, I feel like, a metaphor for just being chaotic and a mess, I suppose. And they don't want to hurt this person. They want to help this person. Oh, big stripy line moving, like a wavy line coming up behind. So perhaps this person wants to help Kate, or Kate wants to help this person, but they don't believe what they're saying. They're saying, I only want to help you. I don't want to hurt you, baby. Someone did say that the song could be about the difficulties in a relationship, which is being compared to a jungle and animals. The lie is treated like an actual animal in itself. It's a big predator, but it's camouflaged, kind of like a tiger. The song could be about a man who has been cheating on his partner, and he tells her that he only wants to be good to her, and that he wouldn't hurt her. Nevertheless, the little lie's waves will soon scatter if she sees the truth and realize what he is doing. Oh, thank God for these comments, honestly. They really are helping me out in trying to figure out what Kate Bush is singing about, not just on this album, but all her other albums as well. So essentially, the song is about crisis and betrayal, I guess. And the big stripy lie, the stripes, is in reference to like a tiger, like mentioned here. The can't even talk. The stripes of a tiger being camouflage, hunting its prey, being a predator, and what have you. Yeah. The representation of the jungle and the animals and all that. This was another interesting song. I don't know if I would really go back to it. I would maybe. I do like the lyrics. I just don't like, or you. I don't know anymore. I'm so confused. No, I do like the song. It's just I don't know. I'm just gonna say it right now. I don't think this is Kate Bush's best work. It's definitely not one of her best albums. This is probably one of her weakest albums, and that's difficult to say because all of her albums are essentially masterpieces. I mean, let's be real. So even when I do say that this isn't her best work, it's still a great album. It's just compared to Kate Bush standards, this definitely isn't one of her best. It definitely isn't one of my favorite Kate Bush albums. I do like the concept of the album. I like the story behind the songs. I don't find the lyrics on this album to be as cryptic as a lot of her other albums. Even though I am struggling at times with some of these songs lyrically and trying to figure out what she's saying, I'm finding the songs on this album to be easier to kind of grasp. So I am enjoying the album, I'm just not enjoying it as much as most of her other albums. I just don't find this album as interesting. Like I said, the story behind this album is heartbreaking. It was when she lost her mom. A lot of people in her life died. So she was grieving. This was a very sad time for her. And it is reflected in the lyrics and the atmosphere of the album. Maybe that's why I'm not enjoying it as much, is because It is making me feel a bit sad and down and grim right now. But anyway, let's move on to track number 11, Why Should I Love You?
Put it out of your mind. Find the purpose. Have you ever seen a picture of Jesus laughing?
Okay, that was track number 11, Why Should I Love You? And I really enjoyed the production on this track. I liked the choir, and I think I heard an organ. It's very, it's very, like, not gospel, but it's, like, very, like, church sounding. I know that's not the best way to describe it, but, I liked it. I mean, this song, I liked listening to it for the first time. I just wouldn't really go back to the song again. It was pleasant to listen to. Like I said, I liked the production. But it just didn't really grab me, unfortunately. I mean, it did in a way, but not to the point where I would listen to the song again and again. Have you ever seen a picture of Jesus laughing? Do you think he had a beautiful smile? A smile that healed? Of all the people in the world, why should I love you? There's just something about you. Of all the people in the world, why should I love you? The L of the lips are open to the O of the host, the V of the velvet, the E of my eye, the eye in wonder, the eye that sees, the eye that loves you. So of all the people in the world, why should I love you? Why should I love you? But she can't help herself. There's just something about this person, and she can't help herself. Of all the people in the world, why do I love you? Why should I love you? And it does say here that Kate asked Prince to contribute background vocals to the song in 1991. And Prince added vocals, but also added many instrumental parts to the song. When Kate Bush and Del Palmer listened to Prince's returned track, they weren't sure what to do with it. They worked on it on and off for 2 years to try to turn it back into a Kate Bush song. Okay. So for me, the highlight of the song was the production, which I really enjoyed. Production-wise, this might be one of my favorite tracks on the album. One of my favorite parts of the song is when it goes do 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 do. If you listen to the song, you'll know what I mean. Do, 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 do. So we have come to the end of the album, track number 12, You're the One.
It's alright, I'll come round when you're not in, and I'll pick up all my things. I got some money with me. There's just one problem. You're the only one I want. I'm going to stay with my friend. Yes,
Okay, that was track number 12, You're the One, and I might be overreacted. I don't care, but I loved this song. Hands down, one of my favorite tracks on the album. Actually, I did get teary-eyed listening to the song. It was very emotional for me. I don't know why it was so emotional for me to listen to the song. Lyrically and the production, the guitars, and just it did something to me. This song did something to me, and I loved everything about this track. It's alright, I'll come around when you're not in, and I'll pick up all my things, everything I ever bought with you. But it's alright too. It's just everything I do, we've done together, and there's a little piece of you in whatever I got. You're the only one I want. I know where I'm going. I'm gonna stay with my friend. Yes, he's very good looking. The only trouble is, he's not you. He can't do what you do. He can't make me laugh and cry. We've tied ourselves in knots, done cartwheels, crossed the floor. Just forget it already. So it looks like we've come to the end of this relationship. I don't know if they broke up or maybe he died. It seems to be a very bittersweet end. She's saying how she's coming over to pick up all her things, everything she bought with him. But it's alright because all these things they bought together still has a little piece of him in them. So I guess the memories of these things when she went out and bought them with him, they will still remind her of this person, all of these material things. This song does have a strong connection to me. I know Kate Bush is singing about some sort of relationship she was in, but this song is also reminding me of my mom. Like I said already, she did pass away a week ago, and now me and my sister have to go through all her things, all her furniture, all her clothes, all the memories, and we have to start deciding what to do with all these things. Do we keep them? Do we sell them? Do we donate them? So many beautiful things, so many beautiful memories. I have some of the things in my apartment right now that belong to her, really beautiful things that she picked out for her house that now I own. And every time I look at them, I think of her and I think about them being in her house and what she thought of them when she bought them. And um it's just this song is just reminding me of what I'm going through right now. So overall, this was a great song. It's a bittersweet song, and for me, it's one of the highlights on the album. So that was all 12 tracks of The Red Shoes by Kate Bush, and I enjoyed this album. I didn't dislike it. I didn't hate it. Um, it's a great, solid album from Kate Bush. It's just not her best work. It's not one of my favorite Kate Bush albums. It's definitely probably, I don't know, I feel like it could be one of her weakest albums. It just doesn't stand out as much as a lot of her other albums. But the concept of the album is great. I like the lyrics. I like the stories that she shared with me. It's a very grim, bittersweet, sad album as well. She was dealing with a lot of loss in her life, and just loneliness, I imagine, and that is definitely reflected in the lyrics and her voice and the production. The production of this album I really enjoyed. I loved it so much. This album does sound quite different from a lot of her other albums. Like I said already, that is one thing I love about Kate Bush and her music is that all her albums are so unique. Each one stands on its own. And each one kind of sounds different from one to the next. So you always get a new experience with each new Kate Bush album, and I liked it. I would definitely go back to it. This definitely is one of Kate Bush's easiest albums to understand and decipher when it comes to the stories and the lyrics. There are times where obviously her lyrics can be very metaphorical and cryptic, but overall it is quite easy to understand what she's singing about. She's dealing with loss. She's dealing with the loss of relationships, people dying, and perhaps even breaking up with people, moving on with her life, grieving, and the sadness, loneliness, and all that stuff that comes with breaking up with someone or losing someone to death. Just all that crappy, unhappy stuff. But there is also a sense of optimism as well. The light at the end of the tunnel. Also, looking within yourself for strength and being resilient like a rubber band girl, being able to bounce back from conflicts in your life and misery. So what did you guys think of the album? What are your favorite songs? And maybe this is your favorite Kate Bush album of all time. Tell me why. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you hate it. I don't know how you could hate this album. I mean, I imagine there are people who genuinely don't like this album. But overall, I think it's a solid Kate Bush album, and I would definitely listen to a lot of these songs again. So officially, I think that's all I wanted to say on The Red Shoes by Kate Bush. And in my next Kate Bush video tomorrow, I'll be doing Ariel, her 8th studio album that was released in 2005. So she took a 12-year hiatus from music. So we will be jumping from 1993 to 2005 with Ariel, and I'm very excited to check out this album. And then that will be a wrap for now on my Kate Bush discography journey. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I will probably do her director's cut album later this year when I do her 50 Words for Snow. Is that what it's called? 50 Words for Snow. So I'll be doing 50 Words for Snow and the director's cut album both at the same time, probably in November or December of this year. But anyway, thanks for watching. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter, you can message me, you can say, hey, how are you? So I think that's all I wanted to say. Take care and have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.